Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, FredMcCoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great day.
Cotton Top is upstairs.
Yeah.
We're just going to cover some brief questions, brief comments, brief, just a short video.
Okay.
Got a call. You know, we're always saying, if we're wrong, please contact us and we'll correct if we are, and so forth. And we had a call from a lady, which is a friend of ours, and she said that she saw in a book about Will McCoy that picture was used in another book. We don't doubt that. We don't doubt that. Guys, we have no way of, you know, we know who our great-great-grandparents were, great-grandparents, and even great-great-great.
Right.
But having any information further back than that is pretty hard. But tell you what, let's go to the first call we got on that video of Will McCoy.
Okay.
First video we got was from Ron, which is a regular viewer of ours and a friend of ours. And Ron says that couldn't have been no pictures of Archibald because cameras wasn't invented yet. And he's exactly right. Archibald was back in the 1700s and early 1800s. He died. I think the first camera when we looked it up was 1820s. But now you got to remember, we didn't have a picture of Archibald. We were showing a picture of Wilm. That was Archibald's son. But he was an old man, and he would have been around during the time of cameras. Now there was a photograph in that video of Elizabeth. That would not have been Elizabeth, Archibald's wife. That may have been Elizabeth, Samuel McCoy's wife, my great-great-great-grandfather, Uriah McCoy's father. Could have been that Elizabeth. We don't know. We can't tell you. All we can do is go by things that's been passed down and told to us and family history like that. But Ron was right. Cameras wasn't invented when Archibald, but we don't have a picture of Archibald. We have a picture of Will McCoy. And then Debbie called, and she says that she has a book with that same picture of Will McCoy in it, and says it's Will McCoy that was buried in Bourbon County. Well, if you'll remember in that video, we mentioned, Sheila and I do, about there's one site that says Will McCoy was buried in Bourbon County between two birch trees or something like that. Guys, we don't think that and that's all we've got to go on, and that's all she had to go on, was a book that she had with Wilm's picture in it. Now, my question is there, whose picture is it? Is it that Will McCoy's picture, or is it our Will McCoy and they've used the picture?
Yeah.
Now, if you think that don't happen a lot, it does. And I made a note here, Sheila and I did, of just which ones. And Sarah McCoy's photo has been called into question many a times as Lark McCoy's wife. As Lark McCoy's wife, I think her name was Elizabeth, her picture has been shown many a times as Sarah McCoy.
Wow.
Nancy Hatfield, my great-grandmother, Preacher Ann Hatfield's daughter, my great-grandmother, Nancy Hatfield, her picture has been called into question by other people that say that it was Nancy's sister. And then other people says it's Nancy. Well, it was always in my grandmother's house as Paul McCoy's mother. So, you know, again, a person just has to go with, I don't think they would have had somebody else's picture on the mantle over their fireplace. But either way, it's called into question. Someone has attempted to implant Abraham Lincoln, Alabama. Someone attempted to implement Alabama Confederate soldiers picture that's in a museum in Alabama as that of Crazy Jim Vance.
Yeah.
Now that's how it happens. They've tried to do that. Uriah McCoy, you know, there's at least two Uriah. My great-great-grandfather was Uriah McCoy. He married Aunt Betty that took in Rosanna. Fought in the Civil War on the Confederate side with Randall McCoy, and he was shot and taken prisoner when Devil Anse deserted. But there's also another Uriah McCoy of that time. There's only one picture. Is that picture of Uriah McCoy my great-great-grandfather? Or is that picture of another Uriah McCoy? So there's picture after picture after picture. Probably the most famous photo fraud that's ever happened is that of Constable Floyd Hatfield. Coleman C. Hatfield was the first one to ever post a picture of Constable Floyd Hatfield. You can see it in any book, any Hatfield McCoy book. Google Hog Stealing Floyd Hatfield, and you'll see a picture of Constable Floyd Hatfield. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. We've got it all over. But
find it real quick.
Wrong picture. They couldn't find a picture of Hog Stealing Floyd. They're writing a book and they say, hey, let's just use this. Nobody will ever check it. Well, the family checked it. His family checked it, which is my great-great-uncle. But we know his great-great-grandchildren. And they said it hurt their feelings. They're Hatfields, and every time I'm only half Hatfield. I'm half McCoy. They're full Hatfield. And they said that it hurt their feelings every time they open a book or see a newspaper and see their grandfather there as Hog Stealing Floyd. Totally the wrong picture that somebody carelessly, haphazardly, or intentionally put it in a book just in order to have a picture of someone called Hog Stealing Floyd. Just because his name was Floyd Hatfield, they thought, hey, we'll just use this picture. There's one photo that's never been mistaken. There's one photo that we've never seen mistaken for anybody else. Who would want to mistake it and be she's looking at me. She's looking at me. I ain't gonna say it. But,
nice.
and that's the picture of Devil Anse Hatfield. Nobody has ever said, oh, here's this picture of so-and-so. Here's this picture. No. There's only one Devil Anse Hatfield. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. Most people don't want to steal his picture. Now, I'm going to go to another topic here and this topic is about pictures. This topic is about what Sheila and I talk about all the time, photoshopping. How people uses this picture of the Confederate soldier as Jim Vance. How people use this or use that or newspaper articles. And here's pictures that nobody's probably ever seen before. And she'll take a close-up of it later on and put it at the back of the video. That's probably, and who put him in jail? And then here they are. And then she'll have to run it off. Guys, this is for educational purposes only. Okay. This is to show you, this gentleman made these to show how easy. There's a Pike County deputy's car.
Wow.
Pike County Sheriff's Department. And this is the old stagecoach. U.S. Marshals with Devil Anse in the back and Frank Phillips on the front.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, instead of having that Pike County deputy's car, I guess he should have had a state police, Kentucky State Police, because Frank Phillips would have been Kentucky's first state police officer as far as that. So now, in closing this video out,
okay,
we appreciate the feedback.
Yep, thank you very much.
Ron and Debbie. As far as Ron, that was good about knowing when the camera was invented, but William McCoy would have been, those pictures of William McCoy are legit. He was alive and well during the camera phase. And we believe, until we see something otherwise on Debbie's part. Debbie says that that William McCoy, that picture of William McCoy is in a book of another William McCoy. Well, how do we know that that picture that's in that book that's supposedly of another William McCoy is not our William? We don't, and they don't, and nobody may never know it. Again, unless it's like a picture of Randall and Sarah McCoy at the hanging, something that people have been passed down, that's not that far back. That's a couple of generations back. That's my great aunt and uncle ran on Sarah would have been. So that's close enough. But when you get up here to your great, you're starting to fool with things. Then there's that same guy. He may have sent me another picture because he's from Indiana, and he's pretty good on a computer.
Yeah, ma'am.
And that's what our point was there, was to show how easy it is to Photoshop stuff and how easy it is for people to get fooled. That's what Sheila and I are always telling people. And he views our videos and he sends us stuff like that to when we're talking about how somebody made something up or somebody, he sends stuff to show how easy it is. It's like these documents, Civil War documents that's been falsified anymore, Photoshop.
Yeah.
Back 20 years ago, things wasn't that easy. You went to the courthouse, you found the record or Civil War records, and you had the hard copy or you copied it right off. Nowadays, you go on the internet and they copy it off the internet or somebody else's, and then they blend out the name, blend something else in. It's just like that picture of Devil Anse Hatfield standing on the graveyard there at Hatfield Cemetery beside of Elias and Troy's grave markers. And unless you've ever been there, you wouldn't notice that he's up here on the high end and Lavassy's on the low end. But they have taken that picture and switched it. So it looks like Devil Anse is down here and Lavassy's up here. He would be 10 feet tall if that was so.
Just look at the background.
Unless you've been there to that cemetery and know that the hill goes like this because you walk up this hill to go to his monument.
Exactly.
But in that picture, you'll look and the hill's like this. That means he's up here on the high. Just be leery.
Yep.
That's going to conclude this video. Sheila will put all these pictures at the end.
Yep.
And she'll do the closing.
Hope you're having a great day. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.